Hi Bio 113 Lab students, this is Andrea Sharpenstein, your instructor for this course, and this is going to be a short introductory video to get all of you acquainted and comfortable with navigating this course through Blackboard and McGraw-Hill's Connect. So as soon as you get into our Blackboard page, you will get to the announcements. Anytime I post an announcement, it'll be emailed to you, so make sure you're using your KCTCS email address. But first of all, you want to start here. That's where this video is posted. Notice it's not here. It's because I'm recording it right now. This is where you'll find my instructor information. I respond within 2 business days to emails, so please don't email me on a Friday needing help for the assignment due that Sunday, because everything will be due Sunday 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure that you're emailing me before the weekend, given that I respond within 2 business days. If you email me Friday, I won't get back till Monday. Anyways, here are some efficient study tips, our academic calendar, some course competencies, same as lecture, we're just applying them here in lab, plagiarism, how to avoid it, and then if your programs are not loading, there are 2 options for you. Clear out your internet search history. Cookies are probably not allowing your programs to run optimally, or try using a different browser. So if it's not working in Chrome, use Firefox, Explorer, Safari, something like that. But generally, clearing out your internet search history will work. And this is 99.99% of the time. If neither of these options work for you, then email me, please. And it's probably a system error. But if it is a system error, then hopefully it's not right before your assignment is due, because that wouldn't be great. So that's also another reason not to wait until the last second to complete assignments. But that's a segue. Next, let's go into our syllabus. So click on your syllabus. It'll open up for you. I have it loaded up here already. Again, here is my contact information. If you have any questions at all, please email me. I am here to help. We have some college contacts, our course description, everything's online. And we're basically applying everything we learned in the prerequisite Bio 112 in 113 lab. So you're going to be required to have McGraw-Hill Connect, but that's available to you through Blackboard. Again, course competencies, applying the ones we learned in lecture. So covers everything from cell theory to genetics to energetics to evolution and ecology. We're starting small and we're getting bigger. So in this course, we will have a comprehensive final, also through McGraw-Hill Connect. That's our textbook website. And make sure that you download all of the plugins necessary for McGraw-Hill Connect to work for you, because it is a virtual lab, so you want to make sure you have all of the necessary plugins for that to work. Anyways, you should be, let's read through this, you should be checking announcements and your email very frequently. Not checking those is not an excuse for being unaware of any information. So make sure you are readily available to check your emails. And make sure to save your work as you go through these. It should save automatically for you in Connect, and it should save as you go. But if any kind of error does happen and difficulties do arise, please email me, okay? Alright, so your grades will be available in both Connect and Blackboard, so make sure to keep an eye on those. And if there's any kind of disconnect between the 2, which shouldn't happen because Connect will automatically update your grades in Blackboard, but please email me if you do notice something a little bit off. Alright, our withdrawal policy, make sure that you are looking at our academic calendar, because I will not allow anybody to withdraw from this class past the due date, or past the withdraw date, sorry. Make sure that you are checking the course calendar that you're up to date. And if you're struggling in this course, please do withdraw. But make sure to be very aware of how you're doing in this course before that last day, because nobody will be allowed to withdraw past that deadline. And I don't want anybody to withdraw. I hope everybody does fabulous in this class. Let's move on to KCTCS institutional policies. So just read through these. If you are a student with disabilities, please contact our Access and Success Counselor so that I can provide you with any accommodations. Please don't request them from me directly. Everything has to go through our counselor. No plagiarism, no cheating. Be professional in your emails. The Learning Center is always available for you. Here is our contact for that. And then here are those important dates I was talking about. Keep an eye on those. Notice the last day to withdraw. And in this course, we have a no-show quiz. And this quiz must be completed by Thursday, October 18th, or you will be dropped from the class as a no-show. So make sure you keep an eye on that. So if we go back to Blackboard, the syllabus quiz is right here. Please finish it by this date, or you will be dropped for non-attendance. And if you are dropped for non-attendance, I will not be inclined to let you back into the course, because those students usually do not succeed very well anyway, and that's 99% of the time. Just make sure you complete it. It's quick, it's easy, there are a handful of questions, and everybody should get 100 on it. If you do not get 100 on it, email me before the deadline so that I can open it back up to you. But again, there's a handful of questions, and most people get 100 on it the first try. And when I say most people, 98% of people get 100 on it the first try. Alright, so notice that labs here are due by 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time on Sundays, unless stated otherwise. In lab, I do not allow extensions. So no extensions in lab. So if you miss the due date, you get a 0. No late work is accepted. If you miss a lab in person, the following week, a different lab would be set up, so you wouldn't be able to do late work in person. There are no extensions, and then if you miss the 11:59 p.m. Sunday due date, Central Standard Time, you will get a 0 for that lab. So keep that in mind. Don't get scared when you see so many labs per week. These labs, each week is basically balanced out so that you're spending about the same amount of time. And then towards the end of the semester, we'll have less work so that you can study for our comprehensive final. Again, that's through McGraw-Hill's Connect. And then most of your quizzes will be through McGraw-Hill Connect. And Blackboard, you will have some discussion boards. And now let's go back to Blackboard so we can look at these. So like I was saying, discussion boards are through Blackboard. I've already posted mine, so just fashion yours after mine and you should be okay. Let's click on Labs and check that out. So you will want to right click and open this in a new tab, otherwise it'll take over your screen. I already have it open here, so this is the first one, Lab Safety. And you can click whatever lab you want, but we just clicked on this first one. When you get in, your lab instructor will start speaking, so let's preview this lab. And you'll see each part of the lab and the average amount of time people take in completing each part, and you'll always want to start with what's yellow. So remember those plugins I was talking about? Make sure you allow it so that the lab will work for you. It's just taking a second here opening up. But again, you will always want to start with what's yellow. And this lady, when she starts talking, will be pretty loud, so I'll have to mute her here in a second. Hit continue. You'll always have some study tips every time you open one of these labs. So let's pause her. Okay, here we have core concepts highlighted in yellow. So you'll click on that and you will get started.
While some laboratory safety practices are considered,
and you'll always have a little speech beforehand that'll let you look at everything. You'll hit continue.
During all lab exercises, you will
You'll want to read through that or listen to her. And then you'll have some questions to complete. You'll know it, you think, you're unsure, and you have no idea. Once you check all that you apply, you'll hit I know it, and you'll move on to the next one. But now let's go back to overview.
Please click the yellow bar to go back and finish.
Okay. And you'll have to do all of these. And some of these labs, if you're not required to do something, it'll be X'd out or grayed out, and it'll say not required. So notice that all of these will be required. You start with core concepts, you'll move on to these three, and then you'll have your final summary questions, and you will want to complete all of this so that your overall mastery up here is at 100%. Now let's look at these resources that you have here in the top left. The overview that I just clicked on was to get back to this page, so you can toggle back and forth if you want. Everything saves as you go. Reports will show you how you performed. If you're struggling with a part, the library will have notes to help you, so you'll want to hit on the library. So you can read through it for some extra information. This actually comes in handy once we get to the more difficult concepts. And something to note that once you start some tasks, they'll save, and you won't be able to go backwards, but you'll just have to power through it, and then you can restart it if you think you missed something. So you can always go back and do something that you think you missed, but you cannot go backwards while doing one of those tasks. Does that make sense? If that doesn't make sense, let me say it a different way. Let's go back to overview.
Please click the yellow bar.
If you hit hand washing procedures, you'll have to go through it A through Z. You can't finish A, B, C, D, and then go back to C. You'll just have to go A through Z all the way. But once you are finished with that entire hand washing procedure, that 15 minutes that it usually takes students to complete, and you're not satisfied with your score, you can click on it again and restart it from the beginning. So make sure that you're jotting things down as you go. Take some notes. So if you're unsure of something and you do redo that task, you can go back and answer those effectively. Then again, your overall mastery up here will keep track of how much of the lab you got completed. A big problem that happens is students don't take notes while doing these online labs, so they don't end up doing too hot on the final. So just remember to take good notes as you're going through them. I have taken some notes for you already, so let me show you where those are. So if you go back to Blackboard, go down to Lab Notebook, and then again right-click. This is all one link. Right-click, and it'll open up in a new tab. I have it open over here. These are some notes that have the different sections in labs with procedures and helpful hints. This will be super helpful when we get to some of the harder labs. They're not necessarily harder, but they are more than just lab safety. You know, we'll go more into photosynthesis, genetics, biotechnology, evolution, and here are just some helpful tips and tricks. And some of these have my lecture notes included. So if you forgot about pH, you can see the video lecture from 112, starts at 11:25, and you just click on this little link here. But this is also a place where you can start your own notes. So you can copy this into your own notes, type up whatever If you're unsure of how to use OneNote online, you can always copy and paste this into your own Microsoft Word document so that you have these notes with you as well, and they'll help you a lot before the comprehensive final. And now let's go back to Blackboard. We have some resources here. You can read through these, pretty fun. Has some helpful materials that you might like, has some on-campus resources that if you are on campus, you can check out. And then an important note, again, everything is due by 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time, usually on Sundays, unless stated otherwise. But again, remember, Blackboard is in the Eastern time zone, so it'll show you that an assignment is due 1 hour later than it's due. So it'll show Monday 12:59 a.m., which is Sunday 11:59 p.m. in Central Standard Time. So make sure you're doing everything on time and by 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time, because if it is late, it will be worth no credit. So don't wait until the last day to complete your work. Make a schedule. Ask questions. This is a fast course and it will fly by, so be sure to stay on top of your work. Lastly, remember to complete the intro and syllabus quiz by the due date, or you will be dropped as a no-show. So let's toggle back to that. This is the due date. Do not be dropped for non-attendance. So again, if you have questions and the answer is not in the syllabus or in this video, then please email me. If it is in the syllabus or it is in this video, then I will direct you here. Again, just like I say in lecture, I'm not dismissing you. I'm just hoping that you use all of the resources that I've provided for you. So good luck, and I hope everyone does awesome in this course. I think it'll be a fun semester.